Peace. So I was building with a brother earlier and he encouraged me to share this. And I was talking to him about the 10%. And the knowledge power degree, or the 15th degree, 15th lesson, and I won the 40s, asks us a question: who is the 10%? And the answer to that lesson is they are the rich slave makers of the poor who teach the poor lies to believe that the almighty true and living God is a spook in the sky that can't be seen by the physical eye, otherwise known as bloodsuckers of the poor. And when you think about knowledge power, or 15, that lesson gives you insight into the methodology and the system that the 10% uses in order to maintain the wealth and to keep people oppressed or disenfranchised. Knowledge power, or being aware of those power dynamics, is very important in terms of us being able to recognize what true social economic equality and harmony is. So when you look at that lesson, looking at the society that we exist in, the capitalistic society, one thing that you will realize is that a lot of the industries, not all of them, but a lot of the industries are based upon making themselves rich off of the esteem of the major population. And what I mean by that is, when you look at some of like the automotive industry, for example, you look at the textile industry, you look at the food industry, the drug and alcohol industry, as well as organizations, whether they're secular or religious, oftentimes they promote and appeal to people who either have vacant esteem or low self-esteem. So oftentimes you may see people buying vehicles that they don't even need or can't afford because they don't really feel whole within themselves. They may have something lacking there, so they feel as if they get this type of vehicle that they're going to have some value or importance. So now they're going to be a person that has some self-confidence. Same thing with some people that buy certain clothing. They do it because they don't really feel good about themselves. Same thing about people that may become addicted to certain type of substances, or they may indulge. That's because they oftentimes may not feel good about themselves to begin with. And I'm not talking about all people, but you have a large segment of the population that are dealing with vacant esteem and low self-esteem. And you have a lot of industries as well as organizations, whether they're secular or religious, that take advantage of people and make themselves rich off of people who are just striving to feel better about themselves. So as 5%ers or God's a nurse, one of our main goals is to help people build a healthy sense of self-esteem through knowledge of self. And as they begin to understand who they essentially are and truly are as whole, then they don't go around and try to look for love in all the wrong places. And from that basic premise, we help people build the type of self-confidence that they can take into every aspect of their lives, regardless of that people activity. Which means if a person's sitting here and they already have a sense of self-esteem and love and value for themselves, you're not going to be able to just promote or market some idea to them about buying this certain type of vehicle or buying this type of food or going this particular type of place so that they can feel better about themselves. They already feel good about themselves. So there's certain things that they won't be easily led to do. So when you look at that, that brings us a degree of homeostasis or balance to a person that doesn't feel as though they have to go out and prove themselves to anybody, or that whatever they buy makes them. They already are who they are. And that is one of the goals that we serve as 5%ers. We strive to encourage and empower and inspire people to recognize that they are who they are, regardless of what they have. And through that platform or that premise of self-confidence and self-esteem, they take that into every other area of their life. So when you look at the knowledge power degree in the 1 to 40s, and that adds up to the equality I'm talking about, you take that equality or that 6th degree in the 1 to 14s, which asks, why does the devil teach and keep our people illiterate? The answer says so that he can use them for a tool, and also as a slave, he keeps them blind to themselves so he can master them. Illiterate means ignorant. So being aware of these power dynamics and your own sense of self-esteem and self-love and value, it doesn't allow you to become a tool or used or being manipulated by marketers or promoters or commercials or ideas that's going to make you other than who you are, because you're conscious now, so you're not ignorant. So that's why that actual lesson reinforces what I'm talking about. You're not going to be used as a tool and also as a slave, and you're not blind to yourself anymore, and you're not susceptible to being mastered. So I just wanted to share that. And in closing, those of us who call ourselves 5% and we represent the nation of gods and earths, it's important for us to recognize that the language we speak, our nomenclature, the words that we use, we speak in terms of wisdom, or we talk about supreme, or we talk about divine, or, a lot of these empowering words serve the purpose to inspire, to encourage, and to help people build a healthy sense of self-esteem, because a lot of our people either have vacant esteem or low self-esteem. And in order for us to actually inoculate ourselves against a society which has a sickness for making themselves rich off of the labor of people and keeping us oppressed, we have to have that sense of self-esteem and confidence. And that's one of the main things that we strive to teach the human family. You got to know who you are. And in knowing who you are, you have the proper basis to critically think through situations and not just be manipulated into just, things that you don't need. So this was inspiring, it was empowering, it was educating for those of y'all who wanted to get, some more perspective on that knowledge power degree in regards to who the 10% is and the system and methodology that they use. It's very important for us to recognize that in order for us to maintain and to perpetuate who and what we are. Peace.